Although circuses provide entertainment for adults and children alike, there's a much sadder side that the public doesn't see. Animal performers endure a life of cruelty once they join the circus, and most people don't realize that. I am here to show you today the abuse that the animals go through, all in the name of entertainment. What we know is the modern-day circus came about in the 19th century, and the first animal circus came about in 1820. Ever since then, according to PETA, animals have been going through lots of abuse and are made to do unnatural tricks and tricks that are often painful for them to do because their bodies are not meant to move like that. Trainers in the circus use things like bull hooks, electric prods, whips, muzzles, and with some animals they even remove their teeth so that they are defenseless against the trainers and they cannot bite back. The trainers have been known to beat these animals into submission, hit and kick them, and they often tie their legs with rope so that they can get them to go into positions that they want them to go in, and also so they can't kick and fight back when they don't like what's happening. According to ringlingbeatsanimals.com, the animals in the circus travel throughout most of the year and often in extreme temperatures because they are trapped in boxcars or trailers or in trucks, and it gets extremely hot or extremely cold. And there have been animals that have died while traveling. The animals also usually go without food or water for long periods of time. Their legs are chained to the floor for long periods of time while they're in their cages. And usually the cages are not big enough for, this animal to even turn around in, but two of them will be put in one, so they're extremely cramped. And the animals are also forced to defecate in the same areas that they sleep and sometimes eat in. And there are supposed to be veterinarians that travel with the circus to take care of the animals, but most of the time there are not, so the animals do not receive the proper care that they are supposed to get. And most of them are sick and have diseases or are just unhealthy and have broken bones, and it goes unnoticed because there is not a proper vet on staff. Ringling Brothers in particular has come under fire for the treatment of their animals, and according to a fact sheet that PETA has put together, there have been 33 elephants that have died under the care of Ringling Brothers just since 1992. And in one of those cases, there was an 8-month-old elephant who was euthanized after he fractured his legs in a fall. And this elephant was born to a mother that was only 7 months old when she had him. And elephants are not supposed to breed until they are 18 years old, but Ringling has been known to start breeding these elephants prematurely so they can put out more babies and have more performers. And since these babies are born so early and their mothers are not physically or emotionally ready to have these babies, oftentimes the baby elephants are born with health issues and they are malnourished. And that's what happened to this elephant, and he had a bone disorder which caused the fractures in his leg. 12% of elephants, and most of those are under Ringling's circus care, have human tuberculosis, which is easily transferable to humans. And at times, Ringling has lied about the cause of death in an elephant and said that it was something else, but in fact, they died of tuberculosis. And since 1993, there have been 70 investigations or citations against the Ringling Brothers Circus for animal cruelty and neglect by the USDA. These animals are trained by fear, and instead of rewards like the circus would like you to believe, they are trained to fear humans and fear the repercussions of what happens if they don't follow the orders and don't do the tricks that they are supposed to do. One of the worst cases of animal abuse happened in 1916 with a 30-year-old elephant named Mary, and she was in the Sparks Brothers Circus. And what happened was backstage after one of the shows, she was with her trainer, and her trainer hit her in her ear with a bull hook, and this enraged the elephant because she had a sensitive ear, and on top of that, being subjected to years of abuse, the elephant snapped and ended up killing the trainer. The entire town that the circus was in was enraged, and they wouldn't let the circus go on while the elephant was alive. So the circus owner took the elephant out to a railroad yard and in front of an entire crowd hung the elephant. However, the wire that was holding the elephant snapped and she broke her hip and had to be hung again, and that attempt was successful, so she died in front of a whole crowd of people. Incidents like these go unnoticed and there are no consequences for them because the U.S. has no government agency that monitors the circus. There have been videos, photos, and testimony from former trainers that paint a really sad picture of what goes on in the training camps that these circuses have. Ringling Brothers has a center in Florida where they do their training, and there have been previous trainers that have confessed to hitting, kicking, beating, whipping, and doing unmentionable things to the elephants and other animals to get them to learn their tricks. And they have confessed and testified that these animals are extremely afraid of humans because of the care that they go through. And one circus has even been known to use blowtorches on their elephants, which is extremely inhumane. These circuses will continue abuse until someone does something about it. And unfortunately, a government ban seems unlikely as the government doesn't deem it necessary to monitor the circus, so therefore it's obviously not very important to them to ban the animal abuse that is going on and ban animals in general from being in the circus. Education is the next best step, and just to make the public aware of all the things that go on in a circus and all the abuse that these animals go through. And what you could do is to boycott animal circuses like the Ringling Brothers or Barnum and Bailey or any other circus that uses animals, and instead go to an animal-free circus such as Cirque du Soleil. These circuses provide the same amount of entertainment and sometimes an even better show without using animals, without abusing animals, and they are just a much better option when you know the truth about what goes on. In conclusion, I hope I've shown you the unnecessary abuse that these animals go through and that they endure while they're in the circus. Hopefully, the next time the circus comes to town, you and your family will reconsider the choice to go. Thank you.